Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 video. So, Bethesda have shared a look at the upcoming Season 19 for Fallout 76, along with, at long last, dates for the changeover to the new season, and the launch of the Gleaming Depths update as well. So, without too much further ado, it's pretty much exactly what we expected. The launch date and the changeover date and so on and so forth, patch day in short, will be Tuesday the 3rd of December, so just shy of 2 weeks from now, which is, where we'd expect it, first Tuesday of December. They've shared a whole post with sort of a general overview of the update, as well as updating the seasons pages so we can actually get a look at the rewards. They've also included a community calendar, if we have a quick glance at that. So if you want to have a quick look at what's coming up for sort of events within the wider space in the next little while, then here it is. Take a gander. The most interesting thing, I think, overall about here is a confirmation that we didn't have before, but could probably have guessed. And that is the approximate date of the Ghoul update. So we've got the usual events and stuff in the community calendar. We've got Fashion Act coming in February, that's nice. Some double XP events and other bits and pieces in there as well. But up until now, all Bethesda have said is that the Ghoul is coming early next year. That's pretty darn vague. And for understandable reasons, if stuff has to get pushed, they don't want to set us up for us or them up for failure. So it is what it is. However, the Ghoul update and Season 20 and stuff quite clearly here are marked as being March. So we can infer from that it's going to be the usual early March update. So obviously 4 major updates a year: early March, early June, early September, early December. The next one will be March. That's where it's going to be. We could have predicted this. It's unlikely it'll be in addition to that. It never really was going to be that, but nice to have some confirmation anyway. So, moving on from that, we have Season 19. So, yeah, just shy of 2 weeks, 3rd of December, that will change over. So make sure you are hitting those ranks you want to hit between now and then. And of course, make sure you claim any rewards you want, because the opportunity will go away on changeover day, even if you have achieved the necessary ranks. So bear that one in mind. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Page number 1 of the Gleaming Depths, the Scientific Forge. So we've got quite the Enclave theme with this one, which lines up with the Gleaming Depths being, as minor spoiler, the location in which the Gleaming Depths raid is set is an abandoned Enclave research base. So there we go. Does line up. So what have we got? Enclave military fatigues as a Fallout First reward, score booster. Enclave cots. That's doesn't look very comfortable, I have to admit. Enclave bandana. Okay, fun. I'm thinking this trooper thing here is probably a player icon, I would think. And we get some power armor. So not massively exciting to kick things off, but it is the first rank after all. So, on to page number 2, Golden Enclave Officer Outfit. So, a bit of a reworking of what we've had before. Looks a little paler in colour. Yeah, slightly different style to the one that's already in the base game, but yeah, looks alright. What else we got? Free Enclave flag. Show your allegiance to the bad guys, if that's the way you want to go. Eye patch. More power armor paints. So, yeah, basic. Enclave grill cooking station is a Fallout First item. Okay. Interesting. I find it hard to picture a camp build where that won't look out of place, but we'll have to see what they've got lined up in terms of potential sort of building sets and stuff going forward. Who knows? What we got in here? Dynamite plunger power switch. Okay, that's thematically quite fun. Yeah, you throw people off a little bit and just turn the lights on and off. Small industrial fan. I'm assuming that's wall decoration. Both those are Fallout First. Miner filter backpack. Okay, so a bit of a mold miner theme there. That's an interesting vibe. If you're going for a bit more grungy kind of a look, you could rock that. Taxidermy mole miner head is sinister AF, since I'm pretty sure they were once somewhat human mole miners, or outright human. A couple of other bits and pieces in there, some atoms, mole miner junk. I'm guessing this is stuff for camp decorations that you can just place around, which is always welcome. Clutter and junk are definitely things I like to have. It certainly looks to be the case anyway. It looks like a filter and a suit piece and stuff like that. Yeah, a little bit of stuff you can just scatter around. Particularly good for like crafting spaces and stuff like that. It looks like you break it down for using something else. Orbital dropcake stash box. Okay, that's kind of fun. One thing I'm going to have an objection here, I'm pretty darn sure, is that because this comes with a patch of earth that it's sunk into, and then that earth sinks into the ground, I suspect, as with other things like this, the colour of the earth is not uniform across the 76 map. So if you drop that somewhere other than where it appears to have come from, it's going to look out of place. Like, the soil won't match the soil around it. So that is a bit of an issue. I think they'd have done better to just give us the drop crate stash box and just have it all sort of sink in on its own accord without the extra foundation attached to it. Which they often could be doing with taking that particular approach with a few things, but there's just what it is. We've got some other fun stuff on here, though. Alternate currency? Don't know what that could be. Either way, there's something there. Probably have to mouse over that to find out, won't we, when it comes out in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, a couple of useful bits and pieces, some consumables, score booster for Fallout First. Quite a bit of Fallout First on this one, actually. The radar dish, a nice bit of clutter decoration. Enclave paint for T60. Bit disappointed that that's Fallout First. It's not the first time they've done this recently. Even if you don't have Fallout First, you can unlock these Fallout First stuff. That's what this Season Pass thing is. So you can get the extra rewards if you would like to. But of course, that does come with a charge. Well, there you go. It is what it is. Sigma Squad paint for the Gauss minigun. Yeah, okay. That's quite a nice paint job. Black with gold highlights. Looks quite dusty, but like it was once slick. It's a bit Secret Service, but not. You know, not quite as clean as that. But I quite like that. Yeah, kind of debating trying to get a workable Gauss minigun setup on the go myself. And we've got the Tesla cannon, which is an electricity-based heavy weapon, which internet rumours suggest is not as exciting as it looks, and not as practical a weapon as it looks. But it's a fun idea nonetheless, and it's an outright new weapon, which we don't get a lot of in the game, so yeah, that's quite cool. Who knows, hopefully things will get tweaked and adjusted over time and it'll become more useful going forward. So, on this one, we've got some interesting bits and pieces. We've got Enclave Scientist Goggles as a Fallout First set. I actually quite like those. Those are quite cool. I like the little tint on them. That's quite nice. Enclave Officer Hellcat paint. Sigma Squad paint for the Gatling Plasma. That's not bad. Gives it kind of a rusted vibe, which is interesting. More bits and pieces. These are, direct current. I see. Now we know what it was on the previous page. Alternating current it will have been on the previous page. And now this one is a direct current muzzle mod for the Tesla cannon. So it's an attachment mod. Like, I don't know, sticking a scope on a rifle, that kind of mod. We've got a super mutant head in a jar. It's going to need to be a large jar. Collection of beakers. These are nice little add-ons for camp decoration in a slightly grisly way in the case of the super mutant head, but still, the beakers and stuff will go in quite well for a chemistry station and additional decor around there. I like that. Operating table for a super mutant is free, which is always nice, and a bit of an odd choice. It's giving me flashbacks to season 4 of Buffy this right now. But there we go. I'm not showing my age there. I don't know what I am doing. Enclave lab coat. Nice, clean version. There's another version somewhere, I think. And that looks fine. Some cool bits in there. XO1 paint for Enclave. Now, this one actually does make sense, and it looks okay. Obviously, it's Enclave-themed power armor, the XO1, so paint for it matching up does make a certain amount of sense. Tesla cannon barrel mods. It's a plasma core recharger. Okay, this is an interesting one. Didn't pick up the fusion core rechargers myself because I didn't find them necessary, but plasma core recharger, if I remember rightly, is only used by a Gatling plasma. Or plasma cores are only used by a Gatling plasma, rather. So if you're running that, this will be useful, but if you're not, it probably won't. I don't know how hard plasma cores to come by really anyway. It's been a very long time since I ran one of those. But I can see that being situationally useful for those people who actually do run that weapon. So one of the better heavy weapons at the moment in terms of dealing with endgame content and such, so I can see the appeal there. On top of that, we've got a couple of nice icons here, some atoms, and a Scientist Mr. Fuzzy plushie. Always liking the plushies. So what we've got here, an Enclave water cooler that looks suspiciously like a Vault-Tec one, as that symbol is very, very similar. But, okay, it's a water cooler. If it works the way the existing one works, and I should imagine it will, it'll just generate purified water for you in your camp, and take up very little space while it does it, so there's a win. Quite handy to have those, so yeah, that's not a bad thing. Deathclaw hand in a jar, also Fallout First. Oh my, this is huge. This is a bit of an overreaction there, if I'm honest, but As a camp builder, this is big for me. Boxes of paper. I know, it's ridiculous. But these things are scattered all over the game world, and a vaguely office-type environment, and they make excellent clutter for that. And things like this, I have been absolutely dying to have available in the build menu since 76 first launched, to be honest. So what, 6 years at this point? So that's big to me. That is something I've wanted for a very long time. And I know it's a little thing, and it's very much either you're really into camp building or you're not kind of a vibe, but yes. Happy with that. I'm getting overall quite a strong camp vibe from this particular season, so for me that's definitely not something I will be complaining about. Fatman Crate Ammo Storage Box. So this is a different spin on the ammo storage box, and I like that. I was actually saying just the other week, actually, we need different shapes and looks to our ammo boxes. Also the scrap box as well, we need that. But yeah, this is one big stride in that direction, and I definitely like. That's cool. And if, and it's a big if, you can place things on top of it, which you can't with the existing ones, so you might not be able to here, if Bethesda have got this right. Otherwise, some merging might be required. But if they have done that, and you can place additional decoration items on top of it, that will blend very well into a camp, be very cool. Vault Boy Calendar, that's nice. I'm surprised it's taken us that long to get that. T65 Enclave Paint. And Enclave, Oval Enclave Weapon Rack. For some reason I found that hard to say. Probably because my brain kept saying oven gloves for some reason. I don't know. Either way, that looks quite cool. In the right build, might work. If it's got, looks like it probably has 3 slots on it there, to judge by the size of it. It also looks potentially floor standing as opposed to wall mounted, which would be different as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more about that. I love the Sugar Skull player icon, by the way. That's really cool. Yeah, whoever designed that's done a great job. Page 8, Weather Station Nuke Zone. Well, it's thematically appropriate, although I'm not sure if this is zoomed in on the upper part or the thing's just big and chunky. I'm guessing big and chunky, actually, from the look of this. So that's going to be a bit of a space hog, but it's quite cool. I don't think I'd want a nuke zone weather effect in my camp, to be honest. I usually lean towards clear weather because it's better for recording tours. But yeah, if you want your camp to look like it's been nuked without actually having to nuke it, there's a winner. Lab secret door's quite fun. I like that. I assume the whole unit swings out as opposed to the doors opening and you stepping through the cupboard there. Because you could have like essentially a paper painting on the back of the glass. It makes it look like there's a cupboard there when there really isn't. In which case it would sort of open out like that. That would be cooler, but I'm guessing the whole unit just tilts. Because there's other ones that do that already. So, either way, cool. Enclave paint for the Union Power Armor. Don't think I'm the biggest fan of that. I'd have to see it in game, I think, but I think it's a little bit weird with the big gold shoulders on it. It's a bit odd. Got a Trog operating table, though. That's quite fun. Glowing one head in a jar. If you really want to lean into that creepy Enclave scientist base vibe, you can definitely do that. A few more bits and pieces and consumables. And Enclave hazmat paint. I assume this is just a hazmat suit with an Enclave skin on it, which is a collectible more than a usable, I think, because, you know, hazmat suits don't have any armor, so they're kind of useless in that regard. Nonetheless, that would look quite cool to put on display in your camp on a mannequin or something. Or I could be wrong, it might be a skin for an entirely different suit of armour, in which case it would be a lot more useful. So, getting to page 9 now, nearly there. Modus Terminal Vending Machine. Does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? It's a terminal with Modus's head on it. It looks like it's come out of the Enclave bunker and is a vending machine. Fallout First reward. I feel like more than ever they're putting a lot of the really good stuff behind the Fallout First barrier, but they're also doing some fairly big update projects at the moment, so I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they're hoping to maximise their returns on that. Not exactly the biggest win for the consumer, but an understandable scenario anyway. Golden Skull Mask's quite cool though, although I don't know. There are skull masks in the game already, and they're a fun, cool concept, but don't usually, to my mind, work out that well. They're a bit masquerade party vibe, which this one is less so because it's metal looking, but still. Interesting vibe. Enclave Power Armor paint for the Ultrasight Power Armor, which is a bit of a weird combo, given the Ultrasight Power Armor is very much Brotherhood of Steel orientated. Some more bits and pieces, consumables and icons and the like. Stamps, more mods for the Tesla cannon, and most importantly, a couple of pet skins. So pets will be one of the fun additions in this update. We'll be able to get initially dogs and cats at our camp, and later on other things as well. There are more things in the pipeline, but this is a couple of different variations on the dog and the cat. If you want, for example, the white German Shepherd there gives it a definitely a Baldur's Gate 3 vibe if you want to bring Scratch over into your Fallout game. And who wouldn't, you know? Well, I mean, I suppose the other one looks like dog meat, so Scratch does have some competition there. Or dog meat has some competition, Scratch. One or the other. So, on to the final rewards pages. We've got Enclave Hellfire Paint, okay. Sigma Squad Paint for the Tesla cannons. That's just a paint job for it. That actually does make it look quite cool. Gauss Shotgun Paint. The Stein is up here as well. That's quite cool. It's a measuring jug with... a measuring beaker, rather, with some straws in it. That's quite a fun design, actually. I quite like that. A rectangular Enclave weapon rack, which looks even more like it stands on the floor, so I'm going to lean into assuming it does. Are these actually prefixes rather than badge icons? I'm not quite sure here. So I've just noticed it's at the badge there that says, "Hello, my prefix is Hellfire." Obviously, the player titles are just being added into the game with this update as well, so this might be player title, prefixes, and suffixes. So, not quite sure about that, but I guess we'll find out. Either way, probably more useful in some way than player icons are anyway, so it falls into a similar category too, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, so we get on to the bonus pages. Auger Paint. That's a complete overhaul for power armor of some kind or other. Kind of looks like it would line up well with the excavator. That looks really cool, actually. I do quite like the look of that. I'm a fan. Got a good construction vibe, that. Bloody Enclave Lab Coat. Enclave Armor Workbench. That's nice. I like the look of that. The structure of it is one that's been around for ages, basically as long as Fallout First has, but with a different paint job on it, and it looks quite nice. And I didn't get the original version, so if I can get my hands on that one, I probably will. Dog Leaf Pile for your canine friend to scratch around in. White Enclave Flag, I mean, they probably should surrender. Cremator Paint, shouldn't be in the game anyway. And an Extractor Paint, that's an interesting idea. And a Cactus Scratching Post for your kitty, which is definitely much nicer. And on the final page, consumables. From the look of it, yeah, just entirely consumables, which is about where we'd expect it. So, there we go. Big old list of rewards for Season 19. This has definitely got a heavy lean in towards camps, I think, which is great from my perspective. I'm entirely in favour of that. On the other hand, for those who prefer non-camp orientated stuff, there's not a lot of consumables, really. It feels somewhat consistent with the recent couple of seasons in terms of what's sort of like atoms and things like that on there. There's quite a bit of Fallout First stuff, Fallout First barriers to some of the best stuff, which is always a little unfortunate, but to be honest, not terribly surprising. And yeah, I think overall I'm quite satisfied with this. I can see people who are into other parts of the game more than I am perhaps being less enamoured of this season. But yeah, I think there's stuff in there that I've wanted for quite a long time, and some cool stuff. Some of the skins are quite nice, the power armor skins in particular. Yeah, I think there's a lot that I will be looking forward to getting my hands on in here. So, hope you guys found that useful and informative. Hope you saw a few things that you want to get your hands on yourselves. Do drop subs and likes if you did find the video helpful. I do very much appreciate. Hit that notification bell and then you know what's going on with 76. We'll keep you up to date here. Do check out channel memberships as well if you want to support the channel that way. It hugely helps out. Really, really appreciate that. And social media links as well if you want to come and follow me on Blue Sky or Instagram, which are the two that I'm really using at the moment. So, yeah. Links down there if you want to check that out, as well as links to these pages if you want to have a peruse at your leisure. And yeah, join us for live streams as well if you get the chance. We've got a whole load of stuff on the go at the moment. We've got Stalker Call of Pripyat on the go. We're going to be playing Indiana Jones fairly soon. We're actually just wrapping up a couple of other games as well. So lots happening, and we'll see. Might do a bit more Fallout in the coming weeks as well, which should be cool. So, for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.